Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am excited to go over the topic at hand today. We're going to be going into customer relationship management systems. So before I do that, I always love to know who we have in the room. So if you could do me a big favor and in the chat box, just put three things for me. Where are you from? Two, what type of business you have, and a little bit about your business. And three, what you're looking to learn from today about CRMs, or those three things. So one, where are you from? Two, what your business is, what you do. Three, what you're looking to learn today. Okay, so I'll give you guys a few minutes to do that. Lisette, welcome. I'm also in Philly as well. Welcome, welcome. Okay, Doas, Pittsburgh, PA, nursing school, and to learn anything I can. I love that attitude. Great. Great, great, great. That's excellent. What else do we have in here? Yeah, we'll give people a few more. I see there's people still logging in. So for people that are just coming on, what we're doing is we're going over three things: where you're from, and or located, and what your business is, what you do, or you're looking to do, and then thirdly, what you're looking to learn about customer relationship management systems, CRMs. All right, so we got let me see here. We got Sharon. Welcome, Sharon, from Sullivan County, PA, handmade vendor, mall, and she's looking to learn everything. I love that. We've got a lot of learners in here that are hungry to learn. Well, I know this. You're definitely gonna learn today. I've got so much information to share with you, and if we have time, some bonus material too. Lisette owns a commercial and residential cleaning company. There's cleaning, cloud, COVID fogging, and so much more. I would love to enhance my professional skill sets as I have Salesforce and want to make sure I am maximizing on the platform. Great, great. You got one of the top of the line ones. Excellent. Excellent, in the right place. Okay, Rebecca, Central PA, real estate. That's cool. Real estate is key, and everything. Look at a lot of everything today. Cool. I'll read a few more, and then we'll go ahead and move forward. Okay, we got Peggy, PA, etching glass and ready to learn whatever you have for us today. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna read, like I said, I'm gonna read a few more. I may just take you guys inside. So I'm pulling up now. I may take you inside one of my CRM systems. I have a couple, and may just go inside and look at that too. Okay, Marvin, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, notary public, looking to learn how to use CRM to keep in touch with clients. Very, very cool. Very cool. Mary Kutcher, Merritt Island, Florida. Florida is in the house. Skincare studio, MediSpa. I'd love to be able to connect to patients and clients better. Beautiful. Yashanda. So for those jumping in, if anybody else is jumping on, we're just going over what people are looking to learn, so I can make sure to tailor the presentation towards the key learnings that everyone wants to gain from the presentation today. So again, I'm just asking people to share where they're from, their business, and what they're looking to learn. Okay, so feel free to join in on that conversation. All right, we got Yashanda in Philadelphia, PA, works in real estate and travel. Very cool. looking to learn more about business organization. That is excellent. Nothing wrong with learning about that. Okay, great. I think I got everybody. If that's the case, then we'll go ahead and jump into everything. And I'll share my screen here. And we'll be having some dialogue, right? So I want you to know this is going to be interactive. I want you to, if you have questions, you can ask your questions. You can put them in the chat box. I'll probably flow during as we go along, take some of your questions simultaneously as we're going through the presentation. Okay. So, okay, Chuck D. Delaware, small business IT solutions, looking to learn more about staying in touch with previous customers. Superb. I love it. Very, very cool. Okay. I think we got a good group here of hungry entrepreneurs and professionals. So let's dive in. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen. And then, like I said, we may even have, I kind of wanna, I have some information. I have some stuff here in one of my CRM systems that I may be able to use. I also want to just protect the information of clients and people that we reach out to as an organization. So I'll see how I can do that best and be able to share with you all just some simple CRM systems as well. So I'm hands-on guy, so I like to see what we have visually. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in. I'm going to share my full screen here. I'll be paying attention to the chat with any questions you have. Okay. All right. So some of you may have been here with us before. If you have, welcome back. If you've never been with the presentation that I've presented on, I teach on a variety of things. But today we're going over the power of customer relationship management systems. And again, we'll be diving into that. So again, I never know who's been to the previous ones before. So bear with me if you've heard me present myself and a little bit about my background. And bear with me if you heard me present some of the beginning parts again. Okay, so I'm a social media enthusiast. What is that? That means I'm this fanatical about all things social media, all things digital marketing. Just it's something I can never get enough of. I've been in this space for over 12 years. I'm a contributor for some sites called Sociable, Social Media Today, and Helping to Post, strategize for business owners, churches, nonprofits, entrepreneurs, coaches, Fortune 500 companies. I started off in SEO with a company called Kingdom Business Solutions, and then we transitioned to create Kingdom Social Media, which trains business leaders and corporations how to maximize social media. We also do done-for-you services as well. I'm a former global digital media manager at a company called TerraCycle, the world's leader in upcycling and recycling of traditionally non-recyclable items. Best-selling author. I'm also a graduate of the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Business Program. And when I'm not working on agency stuff or business stuff related to Kingdom Social Media, I am an adjunct professor at Temple University. And as you can see, I'm also a trainer here with the SBDC, Temple SBDC. I love teaching, and it's something that brings me joy. Okay, so a little bit about my background. Been recognized Future of Ghana 30 under 30, no longer under the 30 club. So that has changed. Social Media Today, Hootsuite, like I said, Yahoo, Entrepreneur, Dell, Fun Times Magazine, work with some amazing clients like Dell Tormey, one of the top motivational speakers in the world. He was just on the Today Show yesterday. Dana Falk, celebrity chef, Wendy White Bailey, a sales coach out of Atlanta, Dorinda Walker, former VP at Prudential, John Simons, former NBA player for the Kings, for the Sixers, Mark Blunt, former basketball player for the Celtics, Daniel Alley, the millionaire mentor, Scott Patinga, serial investor, Becky Davis, top coach out of Atlanta, Otis Amy, former 49er. So I share all this to know that if I share this kind of the information that I share with these organizations, these people, if is the same level of information I'm sharing with you. It's nothing less, the same quality, same standard. We've worked with organizations like Public Health Management Corporation on Antiguo, Philly, Trellis for Tomorrow, Community College of Philadelphia, Department of Defense, so on and so on and so on and so forth. The list goes on and on. I always share just a brief bit about my story. The first thing is that I grew up in a very strict household. My parents are from Ghana, West Africa, and we had 4 options: be a lawyer, a doctor, engineer, accountant. That was it. Nothing else was respected. I was on track to become an engineer, mechanical engineer specifically, and I left that path and I got into digital media, and I was using MySpace. If anybody remembers the MySpace days, in college for fun. I had no idea this would be an industry. I had no idea social media would be what it is today. And from there, I took that to work for TerraCycle, and then I left corporate America in 2015 and have been running this agency ever since. So how do CRMs relate to me? CRMs, what we use from a relationship management standpoint for clients that we're looking to bring on board, and follow-ups that we're looking to have and serve. A lot of companies use CRMs in a couple of different ways, and I'll be going over that in a second. So I know it says 5 because at the last minute I added 2 more, but here are the things you're going to learn today. You're going to learn what a CRM is. You're going to learn what the power of a CRM is, the power of a CRM. You're going to learn how you can leverage a CRM for your business. You'll learn what a social CRM is. You'll learn how to leverage a social CRM system. You will learn 5 things to look for in a good CRM, and you will learn 5 benefits of a CRM system. Bonus, if we get enough time, we'll go into LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So that is kind of has a social CRM component, right? So I thought that'd be a little thing to help you all. So before we can deal with digital or of any type, CRMs, all that good stuff, we have to deal with one thing. And I always like interaction. If you've heard me and you know the answer, please don't answer. This is for people that have never been to a presentation that I've conducted. So anyone want to take a guess? Before we work on the digital CRM, what's that first step we need to actually do before handling any CRM activities, CRM stuff? Just type in the chat box for me your answer. And I'll wait. What do we need to work on before we, okay, Julia says, know your why. I love that. Excellent answer. Excellent. We'll take a few more. It's not quite what I'm looking for, but it's good. It's a good answer. A few more. Business plan, Peggy says. I like that. That's a good answer too. It's not quite there. Take one more. Who else has a guess? What do we need to work on before we even touch this CRM stuff? Clients, Yashanda says. Reading your clients. These are all good answers. All great answers. Ideas in your mind. Our pitch, Lisette says. Tracy is the closest. Ideas in your mind. Okay, so connecting. Good, Mary. I love it. It's your mindset. That, and Rebecca's close to, very close. Ourselves, right? Your mindset. Anything you do, I believe, and anything, whether it's social media, CRM systems, email marketing, flying a plane, whatever it is, you have to work on your mindset around something. And I believe that there are a couple of mindsets that are really critical. Consistency is a mindset. There's no tool for that. Consistency is a mindset. There's no tool for that. We have to be consistent. That they have to have a mindset of consistency. It doesn't like here's what I've learned about tools. The best tools are the one you use. right? A lot of people have all these amazing tools, myself included. Tools we were sitting on. We bought this. Oh, this tool will help me get this done. This CRM will help me get this done. Oh, it's going to make me better. Well, if you don't have the mindset that I'm going to use this tool, which brings us to mindset number 2, the best resource is resourcefulness. I always say a buddy of mine always talks about how the concept of eating what's in your fridge. So that means taking, like when you could go out and eat and order some food, and instead you say, you know what, I'm going to eat the food that I have made, maybe some leftovers, maybe it's not something I want to eat again. It's the same macaroni I had. I don't want to eat that again, but I'm going to eat it again anyway. That's that mindset of resourcefulness. And when it comes to tools, it's really, really important to make sure you don't allow the tool to make you. You make the tool. The tool has its features, it has its things. But if you don't make the tool a part of your process, a part of your team, a part of your integration, a part of your business, then the tool is really not that valuable to you. So you have to really make sure that you have the mindset surrounded around it. And then the next piece is practicing mastery versus overwhelm. I'm going to share with you a lot of information. I'm going to expose you to maybe some tools you've heard of, some tools you haven't heard of. And the reality is, you're going to have an opportunity to be overwhelmed if you're not already. We all have so many distractions, so many tools, so many things at our disposal. And so this kind of correlates back to number 2, but realizing that you're going to really do well with the tool that you master. You're going to really do well with the CRM that you master. You're going to do well with your marketing that you master. Whatever you master is what is going to grow the most. It's kind of like, I look at the principle of like, whatever you feed is what will grow. So if you don't feed it, it's not going to grow. If you starve it, then it's not going to grow. So that's key. All right. So we got the 3 mindsets down. Let's dig into everything we got for today. So first thing is, what is a CRM? It kind of has multiple functions, right? The term stands for customer relationship management. That's what the real term means. But I want to take a quote from one of the top management experts in the world who passed away, but Peter F. Drucker, who said, the purpose of business is to create and keep a customer. The purpose of business is to create and keep a customer. So when you think about how businesses are looking to get customers, scrambling to get these customers, the importance of the CRM can't be ignored. You and I have to have a system that makes sure we are doing our part to manage these relationships, to manage these opportunities. And it's really, really critical to us to have a system. If you don't have a system, there's going to be some ones that I give you as an idea here. Okay. So when you think about the term CRM, it stands for Customer Relationship Management System, and it refers to all the strategies, the techniques, the tools, and technologies that are used by enterprises for developing, retaining, and acquiring customers. What I like to look at a CRM as is it's really the bloodline of your marketing and sales together, right? It should integrate in one place, right? And so we'll talk about integration and the importance of that. But essentially, a CRM system is going to help you to get organized. What can a CRM do? It can, from a customer end, it can increase customer satisfaction, help you to add new customers, increase sales from your existing customer. So you're growing up more opportunities there, expanding relationships with your existing customers or new prospects. It allows you to track and manage with analytics, reporting, automation. So you may say, David, why even use the CRM? Well, getting new customers can be a challenge for a lot of businesses. Retaining them is even more hard, which is in direct proportion to the growth factor of a CRM. So you want to have a system that can help you manage those relationships. So, you need in business, you always need to optimize your marketing and make sure you're delivering your offerings clearly. You always need to delight the customers you do have and keep track on them. I always believe this, that the best marketing is done in fulfillment, meaning fulfilling on your promise for your client, whether your product or your service. That's the best form of marketing you can do, because that's still that traditional word of mouth. I'm not saying obviously I'm a social media, digital media guy. I'm using all those platforms, use all those platforms, but the best way to really make your business grow is to take care of your customers. And what better way to take care of your customers than to have a system that analyzes and makes sure that you're giving touches online to those customers, or offline as well. So a CRM application provides an effective way to enable cross-selling. So you might see something in your database system that says, okay, this person's been making orders around this time. Well, you know what? Let's just give them a bundle deal or on something, or let's present an opportunity. I think this product or this service would be a great resource for them. And it also allows you to really get more data and information on your existing customers. You're going to have more awareness about what they need. The other thing is going to help you to make sure that your numbers, right, from a sales perspective. You can use projections, you can use CRMs to kind of gauge, okay, we have this in the pipeline and we usually close this amount of deals, a percentage of these deals, so maybe we'll have this deal, X amount of deals come in. So it gives you that clarity with that. So I really like to do things hands-on. So I'm going over these slides, but I have a few things I want to show you on here as well. Okay, so if you can take a look here. So when you're looking at the strategy or the plan to get your CRM together, you want to think about all of these factors, right? And all these things are they can drive it in. So you have you're driving traffic. Everybody's driving traffic online, advertisement, social media, or offline as well. Wherever you're leading people to, you have a conversion process, whether lead generation, lead management, your analytics, and then when people come into the system, you're doing what's called lead scoring, and your system can do this. Where it's hard. I will say it's a little hard to speak on the topic of CRM because there are so many CRMs and they all have different features. But I will do my best to distill the key components that you need to know, as well as some suggestions as well. Then what you have, what we call lead scoring. So this is like, it's a system that rates, okay, for example, the person opens a lot of your emails that you're sending out, then they have a higher lead score, right? Because they're more open to this. Maybe you had a series of conversations, or you had a follow-up system, or you give a rating itself to a person in your database. Then from there, you're nurturing those leads. And then, with specific tactics and email and marketing, automation, all the different tools that are available to you. And then you have sales processes, and you can use sales automations and things like Salesforce. So there's a lot of different tools. And so what I wanted to do, because I'm giving you kind of like an acquisition strategy plan, but for those who don't have a plan, I want to give you a gift. I always give gifts. So if you go to, and I'm also going to do something for everyone here that's joined us to this afternoon. I'm going to make sure it's the afternoon still. So if you go to, I'm going to put it in the chat, kingdomsocialmedia.com/free plan. I give you a 10-step plan that will really help you just overall marketing, social media wise, just digital marketing overall. It's just going to help you with your plan and your systems and go through. I don't have time to go over all the things that are in there. Trust me, you can get it there free. It's what we use for all our clients. So here's the beautiful thing. What I'm going to do is one lucky winner from there. I will pick from there to do a CRM audit and evaluation for you. I obviously, just purpose of time, I can't do this for everyone, but I will randomly. So make sure you got your get your free plan. So while I'm mentioning that, I want to put in the chat box for those that do have a plan and do have a CRM. Can you put your CRM in the chat box? What are you using for your CRM? And if you don't have a CRM, what have you heard, or maybe what are you considering? Maybe you're on the fence of looking at a few. So if you type those in the chat box for me, I'd love to see what everybody's using for those that are using them and for those who are looking to get one. Yes, I can send the link again. And if you don't mind, Carmen, if you could put that link in there for us in the chat, everyone can download that, get access to that. You just copy paste. Thank you so much, Carmen. All right. So what CRMs do you have? Type in the chat box what CRM you're using. I did hear Salesforce earlier. What else? I want to see what you have, because I may speak to maybe some of it I can speak to because of using it. But if not, I'll just keep moving. Okay. Mary Kutcher put videos. Okay. What is everyone using for? Okay, Monday. Okay. So okay. So this is good. I'm glad we're going to explain this. Thank you for sharing, Angie. Anybody else? Because I actually use Monday. Monday is more of a project management system and less of a CRM. Okay. So some systems are, and it's kind of confusing because project management system is what you use really to manage your client process and things of that nature. CRM is more for the sales and marketing side. It's kind of what you do. Vagaro is a system I use for all my projects and email blasts. Okay, got it. Oh, that's in. I know I have a client in the med spa space. So, okay, got it. Okay, you do event management and consulting. Awesome, Angie. Okay, so before I was asking these questions because some of you are probably evaluating CRM, but here's some questions. What are the most inefficient processes in your business, and what do we want to improve with the CRM system? That's question number one. What are the most inefficient processes? Maybe your process of getting leads is not as clear. Maybe your process for follow-up with sales is not the best, or maybe your there's not a good communication between sales and marketing. So you want to think about what are the most inefficient processes in your business and what do you want to improve. So I'm actually going to do this right now. Let's have you, again, I want this to be interactive. Let's have you share for those, where do you feel there's some inefficiencies in the business right now? You can just put in the chat box what in your business right now and where a CRM you think could fix it for you. Lead nurturing, Kay says. Excellent. Mary could just say pay-per-click on Facebook. Okay. Leads and relationships are all through text or social media, Julia says. Okay, great. These are some great answers. I appreciate everyone's transparency. So I'm just going to speak to those, right? So lead nurturing is a big component, and it is something that, you know, that people forget about, because when you think about sales in any business, I look at it like fruit, right? So you have, just picture like an avocado. You have this avocado, and when you have an avocado, if you've ever had an unripe avocado, it's disgusting, right? It's just not ready to eat. But when the avocado is ripe and ready and soft, it's excellent if you like avocados, right? So when you think about marketing and sales, what happens is the process of sales and marketing goes like this. You have someone that maybe just not aware, and then they're now aware, and then they're deciding between a couple of options, and then eventually they're making a decision. So you have to ripen the relationship. Sometimes people are marketing and the person's not ripe yet. Lead nurturing allows you to just continue to help that process and ripen that prospect to eventually where it's ready and it's fully ripe for the picking and for the opportunity to go hand in hand. So I just wanted to give that analogy why lead nurturing is so critical and why it's so important. So Julia said leads and relationships are all through text and social media. So yes, we'll talk about social CRMs. So how you can really integrate that. Marvin Marcellus said keeping my service top of mind for past clients. Excellent. So that can be handled through, if your CRM has an email marketing component in it, and you could have email or text in the system as well. Mary Kutcher says keeping track of leads and success rate. Yeah. So the data, right? So looking for a system for data to track the data, right? And then Sharon said she just started the business, Facebook and IG right now, but trying to develop a plan for return customers. Superb. Okay. So I love it. You all are on the same page. So what operational process and workflows we lack and need to add? So business is a series of operational processes. So it is best to have, a process for everything you can. So if you get a new lead, what happens? Where do you take that lead or that information and data? Do you plug that into a CRM? Do you have somebody that helps you to put that in the process? Do you not have that process? Then that something needs to be worked out in itself, right? What happens when a lead comes in? We want to know what that is. What's the journey or the cycle that you're going to bring somebody through, right? And what is the process? So the first thing is and this is homework. I'm not going to grade you on this, but I'm going to challenge you on this. Just get a piece of paper, literally a piece of paper, write or draw this out. What is the process for somebody that's interested in your product or service to buying? What is the process you have now? And what is the process you could add to make it better, right? Just overall process. Don't worry about technology. It all starts with the idea. What is the process you take people through now? And what is the process or the journey that you should have to incorporate? Okay. So hopefully you can do your homework. Again, I won't be there to grade it, but I'm trusting you to do it. Okay. Mary said keeping up with relationships with customers so they return the following up. Yes, keeping up with them is key. 3, who in your company is going to use the CRM and how many users do we need? Right. You have to ask yourself this question. Maybe some of you are running a one-man band, for now, but you want to add more people. Maybe some of you have bigger teams, and you want to make sure that it's a process that everyone can get indoctrinated into and utilize. A lot of times, we get these pieces of software and then we don't make sure that people are integrating into it, so it sits there on the shelf dormant. We don't want that. 4th is what other software do we want to integrate with a CRM system? So sometimes your CRM system may not be enough because it doesn't do all the components. So for example, there's a software that I'm looking at because I'm in digital marketing space. A lot of agencies use this, and I'm planning to integrate this into my business process. It's called Go High Level. And it's a pretty integrative, like it has a lot of components. Some CRM systems have like a lot of elements in them. They have funnels, they have email marketing, they have processes. Some have just the sales part of it, some have just the marketing part of it, so you got to know what your needs are. And if you have gaps, because like I was mentioning, I think earlier for Angie, like we use Monday, and it helps us on the relationship side with pertains to the project. But regarding the sales component, I use a system called Sales Flare. So and I'll probably take you guys into that to show you that in a second. The next question is, what is your budget? They can range from free CRMs like HubSpot CRM. HubSpot CRM is free. I will tell you my honest opinion on HubSpot CRM. I think it's a very good starting CRM, just like if you're just trying to be budget conscious. The problem is they have a lot of upsells into their process, so it can be kind of annoying as you're trying to use it and learn it. So, but then you can go all the way up to okay, got it, Mary. You use Active Collab. Never heard of that one, but that's cool. You can go all the way up to something like Salesforce, which has all kinds of levels and things that businesses can use, and very advanced features and automation. So depending on what your budget is, and your needs and your team needs, you can make the decision based on those things. Okay. So I just wanted to give you some questions to think about before you start. So here's some other reasons why you want to use a CRM. It's going to help increase the customer satisfaction, which makes more loyal customers, more repeat business, more cross-selling opportunities, word of mouth advertising. It also can reduce cost, self-service, eliminate manual data entry. It can automate workflows. You can eliminate software because your CRM handles multiple pieces of things, like I mentioned. Now we're going to go into the definition of social CRM. Social CRM, again, customer relationship management, is becoming the expected standard for businesses of all sizes. So you can't just use social media in isolation. Essentially, it allows to take valuable insight gleaned from social interactions and puts that available to all departments. So the customer data from other departments can be invaluable to that social media team. What does that mean? So that means that you're able to take, let's say, a like or some comments from social and integrate it into a system that goes into, and it gives you insight on what's going on from a social perspective, right? How did this person relate? So again, I'll be sharing with some things about LinkedIn Sales Navigator, which I use myself, and it allows me to, not only just use social, but see what's going on when somebody's posting about, so especially if you're in B2B, right? But when business to business, when you're able to see that these amount of people commented on this, or this person changed job roles, or this person has moved up, or this is the new boss for this person. All that data is social CRM data, right? It's going to allow me to manage that relationship. So how do we leverage social CRMs? You want to set up a social listening program. So social, and again, like I said, depending on what kind of system you have, like Salesforce has social CRM included in it. Some of them have, like I used to use Agile CRM. Agile CRM has a social CRM component, and the social, meaning it just allows to integrate data from social media around your prospects or around your clients. So you can set up a social listening program. You can track people, conversations about your company, your products, your services. You can track key people within your own company, targeted keywords. There are definitely quite a few. Hootsuite has a HOOTSUITE has a social CRM that you can kind of plug in. They have, a social listening tool that you can kind of plug in. The second thing on how you can leverage it is having your social and customer support teams interact with your existing and potential customers on these multiple channels. So you can take that information and put that data, make sure it's tied into your CRM. So integrate the data you get from there directly. And if you're just getting started with a CRM, though you don't have one, you want to make sure you're starting to track this information in the first place, right? So social CRM again I'd say is a little more advanced than it's like another level to your CRM is and making sure that you have this component in there. The third thing when it comes to leveraging social CRM is incorporating that social data. You want to integrate the data into your platform integration. Some of this will be done automatically for some systems, which is most ideal. I'll get into some tool stuff in a second. But a lot of systems already have integration. So again, Salesforce has an integration. Agile has an integration. Many of them have integrations already, and if they don't have integrations, you have to kind of pull this into the system. All right. So again, we're going to be going over what you can be sharing so that you don't have to worry about this. Okay. So when it comes to your CRM goal, sorry, I meant to go in here. When it comes to your CRMs, here's some example CRMs. Sage CRM, Oracle, Pipedrive, NetSuite, Salesforce, Agile, as I mentioned, Microsoft Dynamics, Zoho, and various others. Okay, so you have some options here. So there's pluses and minuses about all of them. I'll just tell you my familiarity. I've heard great things about Pipedrive. I've never personally used Sage, but a lot of people swear by it. NetSuite, they leverage that. Salesforce seems to be the one on top of the mountain when it comes to CRM systems. It is more robust. Agile is not a lesser known one, but it's very efficient and effective for small business owners. Zoho, I hear a lot of great things. A lot of my clients use Zoho. I don't use Zoho, but it seems to be a pretty comprehensive program. I've never used Microsoft Dynamics, but if you have a Microsoft suite, then it makes sense. Oracle has a suite of CRM products as well. So these again are things to explore and consider. When it boils down to your process, right? So I'm just giving you some examples of how a CRM could be utilized, right? So you have first on day one, you have a call or you have an email, or you connect through InMail and in LinkedIn, and then you incorporate this. So this data can be collected and connected to this. Actually, I want to mention one that I was trying out. I'm still on the fence of whether I'm going to use it. It's a CRM system that wow, the name is off the top of my head. If I'll probably remember it later into our presentation. But basically, it tracks your phone data, so your phone calls, your messages, text messages, and it kind of incorporates. So it gives you a lot of data while using your phone, right? So if you use your cell phone a lot, and it can feed back and give you CRM data. So again, I'll get the name for that one for you. So here's an example. Day 5, you have a nurture email, follow-up, second phone call, maybe mail or something like that. Then day 9, you follow up with another call. You have some content, and then another nurture email. Day 13, and so let me just take a step back. The reason why this is important is because the average today to go from cold to somebody purchasing your product or service, you actually have to have about, I know this is going to sound crazy, about 60 to 69 touches. 60 to 69 touches. So that means that your advertising, your ads, your messages, your emails, your brochures, your magnets, your letters, all those things are contributing into this. So this is why someone spoke about lead nurturing. This is why lead nurturing is so important. People are very distracted. They're getting approached by so many companies about so many things. So if you're going to stand out above the noise, you need to build that relationship. And one of the best ways to build that relationship is, as I talked about, principle number one when it comes to mindset, is having a consistency mindset. I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to have a consistent follow-up process. I'm going to have a consistent process to work with people. Okay. So that's really, really, really important. The fourth phone call, right? Could be with your call, could be with a call to action. This is a webinar invite. It could be a call to CTA stands for call to action. A CTA email follow up, day 13, day 17. So even just in this example alone, right? So we let's just look at this. 1, 2, 3 as an example. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 13 touch points right there. And that doesn't include any other stuff or content that they may have seen, an average person is not doing this. They're just not doing this. And this is CRM is for, is to make sure that you're doing the touches, right? Doing the work, and automation can help you with a lot of this, right? So day 17, fifth phone call. If they haven't been reached, then you can go to the next thing. You can have some email, certain things you could have your system do if they don't go back to it. Yeah, awesome, Charles. I'm glad to hear that. So that's one thing we need to do. We need to really make sure we have a process, right? So that's why I want to challenge you to look into that for your homework. Okay, so I'm going to, I think right now, I'm going to just share my CRM. I've looked at these. Okay, I've looked at these, so I'm just gonna take in, and I think I'll be all right. Right. Some of this is not up. Like I said, I use a couple of different CRMs, but I want to show you just from a process. Okay. 1 second. Let me take this off my screen here. These slides. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna take you inside again, for you all to see, literally taking inside an example, right? And Charles spoke about opportunity, right? So this is literally an opportunity. This is not up to date. This is just an example of some things, and I thought I could share this with you, right? So let's just say, let me just pull up an example. Okay, right here, right? So I have a contact in one of our programs, right? This is a lead, the amount, where things stand. If there's any tags, I can keep track. Again, this is a one stage or one level of CRM systems. This is how we use it from a sales standpoint, right? They're a lead right here, meaning that we've reached out, we have some kind of contact. Then they've been contacted, then they've been qualified, and then a proposal has been made, and then a proposal is won, and then a proposal is lost, right? So we leverage all of these components, and you put this into a process, you put this into a system that can be tracked. So you're going across the board, and you're seeing what you have in your process, and what's effective, what's not. So what's cool is the system can have, again, I use this one's the one I use here is called Sales Flare. It has a couple of things. We use it more from a tracking standpoint to see how things are going through from a sales process, right? So in that way, we can do the appropriate follow-up, appropriate nurturing, and all that. So this kind of shows from a timeline view. This shows from a stage view. Like I said, I use some other things as well, and there's a bunch of things in here. So it also has workflows. Again, CRMs can be very, they can be very robust as far as what it can do. So you got to find and identify what you need, what you want it to do. We don't use the workflow, but if I wanted to use a workflow document, a workflow process, I could add that in here. So let me show an example. If contact who matches this, then contact replies to any email or specific goal, then exit out of this. Like, so you see, this is where automation can come in, right? So like I said, I don't use this, but you can build in steps. So if that person does email, then I want them to go to the next step, and then the next step, or add another step to the process, right? And then you have insights, so where you can check your data, and this integrates directly into my own email as well. Okay. You can use it for tasks, you can use it for opportunities, and so forth. Again, this is this one I will say for me is great for from a sales perspective. It just helps us get clear on what we have going, what we need to work on, what we need to follow up on. And I have a few team members connected to it, so they're able to keep track and go through the different things. Okay, so depending on what you need, like I got this, and the reason I like this too is because I got this one in a lifetime deal. If I've ever shared with you, I'm kind of going off track just a little bit. I use a system I use a software when I'm looking for software, right? So if I was looking for software and I said, you know what, I don't really want that monthly bill. I want something that can help me do what I need to do, and I won't want to pay a lot of money. I would go into AppSumo. Okay, I'm gonna type in CRM. Okay, this is just something off the spot. I just feel like, hey, some of you might be looking and shopping right now, so I just wanted to show you this. This is where I got SalesFlare. I actually got SalesFlare through AppSumo. And like is it the best? Like I said, I have others. Is it the best CRM in the world? No. This AppSumo is a database, a place for different software, and so you can look in here and see what they have. They're from newer software. Some of it's more new. So you can see. So when it says lifetime, it means lifetime. So you have a lifetime deal. So you pay one time. So this one, see, has workflows in it. This one is like a white label platform. I mean, you can go do your homework and your research yourself and see what makes sense. Some of these will be, actual CRM. Some of these, are not. You gotta make sure the categories are broken down. Okay, and then you can see what's in here. Okay, so hopefully, was that helpful for anyone that's shopping, looking for software? Hopefully that is, you can utilize that and get something for cheap. Let's see. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff in here. Okay. So let me go ahead and get back to the presentation. Awesome, Charles. No problem, Shana. All right, so let's go for five. Let's go into 5 things that your CRM should have. Okay, I think every CRM should have these 5 things. Am I saying that it can only have these 5 things? Absolutely not. There are plenty other things that could be important to you. One is third-party integration. I kind of talked about this earlier, but you want to be able to connect to something that allows you to connect to multiple sources of things. You want solutions that can save you time and money. You want things that can integrate. So, for example, if you have Salesforce, you want to make sure it integrates into email marketing. So Salesforce has its own email system. You want to make sure it integrates into your funnel developer or your funnel process or your Facebook and Instagram. Maybe some of these platforms connect into social media, some of them don't. Maybe you have something, maybe you have a DocuSign process. You want something to connect to DocuSign. So make sure that your CRM has the right integrations, or MailChimp and email marketing system that you want it to connect to. So that's the first thing. Third-party integrations are really, really critical. 2, lead management. Make sure that you have a lead management system that allows you, kind of like what I talked about, like kind of you saw how my agile, sales flare, it has a lot of different things from a lead management component. So, okay, let's see. Okay, they're in the contacted. We have this person's interested. This person's in this field and this field and this field. So you want to make sure you have your processes aligned where you're tracking all of those things, and to manage those leads and nurture those leads. Sometimes there's a lot of leads that are sitting in a CRM for weeks or months and you didn't follow up. And that we cannot have. You want to make sure that this process doesn't allow for bottlenecks. There's nobody missing through the cracks. You've got all the pieces. You got your salespeople staying on top of it, your marketing people staying on top of it, yourself staying on top of the things you need to. The third is ease of use for you and your team. I think this is so underrated right here. But if it's a software, I mean, no diss to Salesforce. A lot of people struggle with Salesforce because it's so complex and so robust, and it's hard for some teams to integrate unless you have the training and all the things and the support behind it. So don't get a software that doesn't have a strong ease of use for you and your team. If you don't know how to use it, it's a big sign that maybe I either need to get training and make sure we have somebody that's a champion that makes sure everybody in the team is integrating into it, or you need to get another software, because you're only good as the one you use. So it doesn't matter if you don't use it, it doesn't have value to you. So I really think this is an underrated thing that people need to think about. Okay. So fourth is we kind of talked about it earlier, social CRM capabilities. You want to make sure that you have the ability to refer back to social media, to manage those customer relationships online. Some systems, I like Agile CRM for this. Agile CRM that has really good social capabilities. It'll pull data in on a person. It'll kind of like mine the data in from Twitter, from LinkedIn, from this, from that, and see what this person's been saying this and this and that. Okay, you sell IT software, and they're talking about how, well, man, our IT systems suck. We need some help, and then cues you in to say, hey, let me go follow up with them right now, because I've been listening. I know what they're talking about, and I know what their needs are. So you want to make sure that, and you can use it from a lead generation standpoint too. So it's growing in importance, and it's something that you need to take more seriously in the decision that you make on what system you're going to use. Then lastly, it's good metrics and reporting. The whole purpose of the CRM is to give you insight, right? So something that a solid CRM should have is it knows the state of your sales funnel, where things stand. It knows where the roadblocks are happening in your sales cycle for future sales. It can track your revenue, your deals won, your lost, the deals lost, the reason why, your cohort and funnel analysis, and your overall campaigns and outcomes, right? So you want good tracking across the board to leverage on these platforms, okay? So any questions on that? I want to pause for any questions real quick before I go into the benefits of a CRM system. Any questions at all? There's a lot of information we're going over today. Okay, great, Charles, thank you. All right, so here are 5 benefits of a customer relationship management system. Number 1 is better customer service. A modern CRM will allow your software to have a lot of functions, and some CRMs have a robust customer experience, some don't. So this is why I say you got to pick and choose what's important to you, because some will have all this across in everything we're talking about. It'll have all of it in there. Some of it will have, like you even saw one of mine, it doesn't have all the bells and whistles in it. It has what we needed for its function to do. So This will manage your contacts, gather important data on those customers, their demographics, their purchase records, right? Knowing that person has purchased this across this many channels. These are the more in-depth ones, right? That go into to make it accessible to anybody, to your customer that needs it. So you ever call in to a company and they're like, let's just say you're calling into Verizon, right? You're calling them Verizon. I use Verizon. So Verizon says, I see in your record here that you've been with us for 2 years and you upgraded to our such package. You're eligible for blah 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 upgrade and for free, right? So it's like it doesn't matter who comes in, somebody has the data on the customer, right? So you want to build your infrastructure in a way where it's seamless, where somebody that doesn't know who the customer is at all can know who the customer is by looking at the data. And this is again a benefit of better customer service. Customers want to know, they want that personalized attention. So when you can say, hey David, I see you've been with us blah 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 years. It seems like your speed, you're kind of running up to your internet speed because you use it a lot. We'd like to give you a free upgrade. That shows the customer you've been paying attention. And that's all because of having good data and analytics in the back end, to improve your customer service. Second is increase sales and better follow through. A CRM can help you streamline your sales process. As we talked about, it can build a sales pipeline. It can automate these tasks that you need to do and collect all that sales data in one centralized place. This, which has the potential to increase your sales and your productivity. The CRM also allows you to create a process step by step for your sales process, so that your employees can rely on this every time, and you can easily track any issues. So if you have, okay, we do initial call, and then we do a follow-up call, and then we send the information, and then we do a follow-up in 30 days or 32 weeks or a week. Then you have a process for your CRM that you can leverage and utilize. So I just want you to know that the benefits aren't just, oh, I'm more organized. The benefits are you're going to make more money, right? So let me explain this. This is one of my favorite graphics to show people if you haven't seen this already. 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. 25% of salespeople make a second contact and stop. 12% of salespeople only make 3 contacts and stop. 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. That's important to note. 10%, only 10%. 2% of sales are made on the first contact. 3% of sales are made on the second contact. 5% of sales are made on the third contact. 10% on the fourth, and 80% of all sales are made on the 5th to 12th contact. I hope that blew your mind, right? Like, wait a minute, I've been leaving a lot of money on the table because I stop at 2 or 3 or 4, right? You need to have a process that follows up continuously and consistently to make sure you're increasing your sales and having a better follow through. Okay. Number 3, a centralized database of information. So what a CRM does is it also keeps that information, like I talked about with Verizon, that information on your customers in one centralized place. It's not here and there and this and that. You're going to be able to have a sales representative to see it. You're going to have customer tracking. You're going to have your records, your data. So anybody that needs to see it can see it. And by being organized, because it really helps you in your organization. Check out this quote from McKinsey. Said employees spend 1.8 hours a day 1.8 hours every day, 9.3 hours per week on average, searching and gathering information that they're looking for. And you know what a lot of the people are looking for? They're looking for information that they need for their job efficiently and effectively. And so we spend a lot of time looking for things we've lost. We spend a lot of time. I do have some notes on that client call I had. I don't know where I put it. I gotta find it, right? Like, that is wasted time. And having a centralized system will allow you to eliminate some of that and give you back some time. The fourth thing is a streamlined internal communication process. When you have a good streamline inside between your business and your customers, and your CRM can make it simple for you to reach out to people, to engage, it makes it easy for people, employees, to speak with a potential customer. It's going to help you close more deals. So, and your team knows, they can just pick up the right away. Okay, so I know that you said you worked with John, and John said you were looking to get our services, marketing services. Yes, so it is now a good time for you to move forward. Basically last time you said you had some things come up. So when you're informed and you have a centralized place, all of your team, all of the members, and all of the people inside of your organization can work together to bring that deal or opportunities to close. So it's going to allow you to be more streamlined. Okay. The fifth thing is that it increases customer retention rates. So, like I said, increasing customer retention is really, really important. If you look at this stat, if you increase your customer retention rate by just 5%, it can increase your profits by 25 to 95%, because the cost of winning new clients is 5 to 25 times more than it is to keep an existing client. That's I want to say that again. The cost of winning new clients or customers is 5 to 25 times more than it is to keep an existing one. So a CRM will help you to keep your existing clients and retention rates high, because you're following up, because you're connecting, because you're building that relationship, and you've got a clear process and system. So any questions on that? I kind of went over all the CRM stuff, and we'll take any questions that you may have. I do have a little bit of information on LinkedIn Sales Navigator if anyone wants to learn a little bit more about that. Yes. Okay. So reshare the slide about the wasted time. Looking for info, please. Yes, McKinsey employees spend 1.8 hours every day, 9.3 hours per week, and on average searching and gathering information. And most of that search is for information that is lost, right? We're looking for this or looking for that. I can't find this paper. I can't find this email. I can't find this thing about this client or that client. And it's the interesting part is from a business perspective, that's 20% of business time, right? 20% of business time is wasted looking for things we lost. Overall, look at a whole business. So if you within each of our organizations, there's 20% of that's lost. Lisette said, I love this slide. It takes calls it takes to land a client. Yes, something to etch sketch. I have it fell down in my office, but I had this printed up in my office to remind me at all times about this and how important it is. So yes, follow through, sales. All of us must never give up. You never know. I want to share a quick story. Actually, this is funny. We're talking about CRMs, and I had just recently, I had a sales call, and I feel like it didn't go well, and I actually beat myself up about it, and I called a buddy of mine, and I was just like, man, I messed up on this opportunity that I had, and but I took great notes, and basically I think the thing I learned from that call was that yes, let me pull up. Yeah, I'll pull up number 5. The thing I learned from that call was this client was looking for, at that call, I was providing a done with you service, and they wanted a done for you service. And I couldn't see that initially. But when I went back through my notes and I realized, oh, wow, they really weren't looking for anything done with you. They really wanted something that was done for them. They didn't have the time to do this themselves. And so this was a couple months ago. And I had a call with that same client, an opportunity, and I'm sharing this because it ties into CRMs. I had a training going on, and my CRM automatically just boom put out the information to him, and he signed up and came to the training, and we had a call, another follow-up call. And on that follow-up call, I shared I went back to my CRM, I went back to my notes, and I said, oh, wow, that's right. We're having a conversation again. He wanted it done for you. So I'm not going to talk about anything done with you. I'm only going to talk about done for you. I brought up the conversation about the done for you, and he signed up for the service right on the spot. And this is, I'm saying this all relates to having a system, a CRM system that is clear and focused. So number 5, yes. This Mary says, I knew it wouldn't be recorded. So I wouldn't be able to say the whole time. It's being recorded. Will you be sending email recording? Yes. Carmen and the Temple SBDC team will be sending this out. Got it. No problem, Mary. Thank you for joining us. So Charles, to speak to number 5 again, to increase your customer retention, right? So we know that it costs a lot to retain a client. So let's look at it from this perspective. If you have a client that's already in your database and you realize they're about to close, they're end, like, I think you're in IT, so they're coming up on the end of their contract. So it's maybe a month before. Hey, let's just say Susan, your contract is coming to a close. Wanted to have a call with you to find out how it's going and how the IT services are working for you. We have something that I think we can, because you've been a customer with us for this amount of time, we can even enhance what you're doing, give you more without too much more of an increase, or for at a better value, you're going to get X, Y, and Z. And so that right there, knowing the data on that customer, knowing the data through your process would enable you to be able to bring that client to stay and retain, as opposed to just leaving when the contract ends. So hopefully that clarifies a little bit more. So increasing the customer retention. Good questions. Any other questions? I may just touch on LinkedIn Sales Navigator for a few moments. But any questions? Awesome, Julia. Glad you could join. Make sure if you haven't already, like I said, I'm going to do a free evaluation for those who get the free plan. Yeah, so if some of you may have come in later, Carmen, if you don't mind, if you could put that in the chat again for us, for those that want to get access to that, you can download that free guide, and then I'll give a free CRM evaluation. All right. Oh, sorry, Carmen, were you going to say something?
I was not, but I'm going to touch in really quick while we have a little moment here. I'm going to post a link to a 30-second survey in the chat for everyone to take. We really value your feedback so we can improve these webinars, and it is also required by our funders. So thanks, everyone.
Yes, indeed. Awesome. Thank you, Carmen. All right. So I'm going to touch on LinkedIn Sales Navigator for just a few moments, and then I think we'll wrap with any questions that you all have. Okay. So why did I go over LinkedIn Sales Navigator? Why? Because I think it's kind of like a CRM slash how do I put it? It's like a CRM slash social CRM in a sense. It's not quite, like I wouldn't rely on it solely, right? I'd have other things. But again, this is, looking from a sales perspective, right? Why salespeople, and we're all salespeople, whether we want to be or not. In our businesses, we are salespeople. So it's a lot of times in sales, why people lose deals, they're missing, especially from a B2B standpoint, the people on that 5.4 people on average are involved in the buying decision, and they're not getting those people involved. They don't know who's on those parts. 77% of buyers don't believe that sales understands their business and don't think they can help. So they're saying the wrong things. 24% of people are losing touch with prospects. And a lot of this can be solved by having a good CRM system. So if you have LinkedIn, which I imagine most of us all do, what you need is just a system to target the right people, right? The right buyers and the companies, understand what they value, engage with them with personal outreach. And then when you do that, there's a couple of things in here that Sales Navigator has. And I think Sales Navigator is about 80 a month. I believe it's 80 a month. It has a lead builder in there. It has a lead recommendation system. It has some saved leads. So this is what you can do. Ironically, we have a client in renewable energy. So you put in renewable and energy, and then you put the level that you want, a VP. You want somebody that's the company size of X, and then you can put all that information, and then you can do your research, target them, and then this is what I'm talking about, save as lead. So what's cool is when you save this person as a lead, what ends up happening is it tells you, hey, so and so just changed jobs. So this is where the social CRM component comes in. So and so just talked about, put a post up about this or that. Like, you can find out what they're doing. And then it also gives you lead recommendations. You can target the right buyers and the right people. So that's sometimes half the battle, is knowing who the right person is to target. And the great thing about LinkedIn is it gives you all this information and data on these people and most of our customers, most of the people, even if you're not a B2B, you can still use this as business research and insight, right? So again, it is going to allow you to target people. You can send them what's called an in-mail. There's a lot of cool things that you can do. You can use updates, you can use pages. You can see in their business pages, somebody it'll tell you, hey, your lead had changed their job, right? So this happens to me too. I see it I get updates on my dashboard. You can send emails connected to your Navigator. It's really cool. I'm not advocating every business use it. I'm just saying I think it's added value to know what the system is and how you can leverage it. You got to understand what buyers value, first of all, too, right? How do you do that? You do your research, you do your homework, and thinking, and then you put all the pieces together that enable you to put the processes together. What I love about Sales Navigator is I have it all centralized. It's all in one place, and I'm getting all this data and all this feedback right away, and it's instantaneous. And it's pretty intuitive software, right? You can also engage people with a quick email, kind of like, it's like it has more opens than a traditional email, right? Just getting a little juice here. It has more information, like a higher open rate than a traditional email, because it's kind of cool. You're getting this message that goes into your LinkedIn inbox, and it goes into your email as well. So a lot of people leverage that. You can engage people with personalized outreach, very personalized. You can have your teams follow up. You can have multiple people on one account. You can engage with again, outreach with like a message, and you can be personalized. So a lot of times with outreach, it's not personalized. It doesn't have the personalized touch. But LinkedIn, you can do that. You can keep that personalized touch and leverage it. But you know the quote: you can't manage what you can't measure. You can't manage what you can't measure. So you can measure things with reporting. Leveraging Sales Navigator, it has some great reporting inside to track all these conversations, to track all this data. You can track your social, they have even SSI score. It's called Social Selling Index. Unique daily logins, saved leads, accounts saved, searches performed, the profiles you viewed, in-mails, the messages you sent, sorting by tags. It's really, really robust. Okay. So these are just like examples of what you can do. You see how there's a button here, assigned from seats from CRM. You can connect things to your CRM too. So it has a lot of connectivity and processes in here. So you can measure activity. You can see, insights, benchmark team performance against other people. It's really, really, really key. So I just wanted to share that with you all. Just a little added bonus here to help you with your CRMs and systems. It's another good tool to add that you can help use targeting for understanding and engaging. So I want to just thank you all. So thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Carmen, and the entire SBDC team. Thank you for being here, pouring yourself into your business. And then lastly, just a reminder to get your free social media plan, and I'll do one evaluation. And we'll take any final questions. I think we're pretty much wrapped.
Yeah, I think we're all good. David, thank you so much. Final reminder, please take the survey, and everyone have a great rest of your week. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you all.